brush my air teeth. Good old Salem.
You can go to sleep. If you make a wrong turn, I'll tell you. Turn off there! There!
Is this where that friend of yours is going to save Brian is?
No, we won't get there till dawn. My stomach has feelings too, you know.
Tell me about Brian.
About Basco? How do I know? Took him a long time to get used to Happy Dale. At first he was horrified, but, you know, not everybody's cut out for living in the nut house. It's like this. The worst part is that swine Kurgan made life real hard on him. He does that with all the rookies, but Basco stood up to him. I liked the guy. I said, we're like kindred spirits. Banana! And he was. No one can steal keys or trick an orderly or fool a nurse like he can. And at night, even though he was hard to convince, that kid had a natural-born talent for poker. And he hardly even paid attention. He'd spend the whole day thinking about his next hypnotherapy session with Dr. Bennett. I'm innocent and I'm sane, he'd always say. Soon I'll be free and get back to Gina again. 2 days ago, yeah, it was Monday. On Monday, he went totally berserk from the therapy.
Bennett wants to throw me in jail. I've got to escape.
We'll miss you.
Gabbo, you've escaped hundreds of times. You've got to help me out of here.
Pipe down, Basco. Let me think. What you need is a Clint Eastwood.
Huh?
It's an escape designed for beginners. Not very artistic, but effective.
I'm not going back to jail. Tell me what needs to be done and I'll do it.
Listen up. You go into the casino and climb through the vent for the air conditioning ducts. Right behind the cover, you'll find a map. Use it to get to the central fan. A huge tube comes out of there. Climb up one of the numbered ladders. Doesn't matter which one, but don't even think of going up number 2. Slip between the bars, and you'll reach the tower at the top of the roof. You'll see a cable that leads down to the highway right outside the walls of Happy Dale. Just slide down that puppy end.
Thanks for the plan. Enjoy your stay, idiot.
Kurgan! Stop! Open up, Kurgan! Open it! Now what do I do? That psycho stole our plan.
Basco, the art of running away involves much more than following a plan to the T. Improvise.
But how am I supposed to get into the casino? That psycho locked the door from the inside.
Improvise, I say. And don't be dozing off. You gotta get everything ready to escape right when the clock strikes midnight. Not a minute later or a minute sooner.
Why do I have to go into the air ducts through the vent in the casino?
You can't use the air vent in the common areas, because there's always someone who can see you. The air duct vents in the rooms are so close to the cabinets that they're impossible to use. Only Munchkin Bob managed to get through one. But of course he was smaller than a shoebox. In other words, the air duct vent in the casino is the only sensible choice.
Why do you have a room all to yourself?
Connections. I guess somebody pays for me to be treated like a softie, and I ain't gonna complain about that.
I'm gonna keep planning my escape, Gabbo.
Good for you.
See you later, Gabbo.
Okay, and you can tell me about how Bennett sold you up the river, right?
Now would be better. When I came to, after being hypnotized, Bennett was already at his desk talking on the phone.
Judge Whitley, I was just wanting to, Oh, it's all settled now. Well, first thing tomorrow, I'll have the report to you. But in conclusion, he's lying. He's not mentally ill. He's completely cognizant of his acts. He belongs in a prison and should never be let out.
Nice story, Basco. Now get back to work.
Great. What can I do to get into that casino? We're all up there, the insane crowd and the crew that takes care of us. Great idea, so we can all remember who everyone is, because around here, every Tom, Dick, and Harry could be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The epitome of the over-friendly shrink. Hypocrite. Man, is she insistent when it comes to me taking my medication. She's a good person at heart, and she can be fooled pretty easily. Seems like a sort of redneck version of Elvis. I wonder why they call him Nuno the Stickface. That psycho. He's really gotten me into a huge mess. He rarely takes that bag off his noggin. My silent roomie. But he does have the most unwavering personality at Happydale. Bennett told me he holds the Guinness World Record for psychological disorders. Nice work, huh? He turned 102 years old today, and he's still hanging on. This guy's the West Wing's very own eternal hitchhiker. Seriously, you can tell he hasn't had an easy time in these last few months. He's got a lot of spunk for some reason, but sometimes he goes off on a wild tangent like today. Hey, Ernie.
Hold on, Basco. What was all that yelling at Kurgan about?
Nothing. We were just playing, hide and go seek.
Oh? It's hard to believe you two get along. What do you need?
What do you think about the people at Happydale?
The employees or the patients?
Employees.
Who exactly?
The doctors.
My favorite is Bennett. He's reduced people's medication, and the solitary confinement, and the rough therapy sessions. He's a hard worker.
The nurses.
Ooh, they're all hotties. Too bad some of 'em are such whiny hags. That new one, Miss Palmer, I won't even look her in the face. Looks like a manhole cover.
The secretaries.
When you consider their job is to sit on their butts all day, they got some pretty nice rear views to offer this mirror. Sometimes I call Rosie up and invite her to the bowling alley so I can see her bend over and pick up the ball.
Sorry, I actually wanted your opinion about one of the patients.
Which one?
Gabbo Spiegelman.
I found out that an envelope arrives at Happydale every month, and inside is a $1 million donation. There's also a letter with no signature that asks that Gabbo be treated kindly and well in exchange. That's why the guy lives like a prince. Intriguing, huh?
Jacob Kurgan.
He's bad news, Basco. Don't get anywhere near him. Even if you think you're a step ahead of him, he's already put you through the ringer, and he'd do it again in a snap.
We really shouldn't be gossiping like this.
Okay.
What are you playing?
I'm not playing. This is Elvis brain training. A real blast. Amazing for jogging the memory and increasing your knowledge about the king. I know it all, except for the ones I miss.
Do you think I'm crazy?
More or less. More than Quickle, but less than Junior. You're more at Gabbo's level, but with a little touch of Hollister, a dash of Marcello, and a bit of Mr. Nice Guy. Like a loon, Basco. Next question.
I'm gonna take a little walk.
Be good, if you can. Cool.
Vasco, come here.
Hi, Miss Palm.
Your medication.
More pills? I had my meds today, don't you remember?
You choose.
Okay.
Swallow. Good boy, Vasco. And keep an eye on your stuff. I saw Kurgan suspiciously fumbling around with your pillow. I bet he stole your hidden candy.
Really? Okay. How cool. She fell for it. Thank goodness for the old put the pills behind the wisdom teeth technique. Miss Palmer is out of her mind if she thinks I'm taking this.
Cool.
Hey, Marcello! Why, thank you very much. What is it? Oh, a flower. Is it for me? It's lovely. A wonder of nature. Thanks, Marcelo.
You're welcome, Vasco.
Hey, one question, Marcelo. Is it true you were the first contortionist mime in the whole world?
So they say. Apparently, people like my performances quite a bit, especially the one with the imaginary box.
What did that imaginary box routine look like?
Picture this. The typical contortionist act, in which a man twists his body over into itself until it's so tiny he can fit inside of a very teeny box. Though my innovation was to do so in an imaginary box, which is much more difficult than squeezing into a real one.
Bosco detests mimes. Bosco detests contortionists. Ergo, Bosco detests contortionist mimes. Okay, I take back what I said. Let's change the subject. Hey, what's up with that rope on your pants?
I look completely ridiculous compared to the way I look with suspenders, don't I?
Sure do.
Thing is, when mine came loose yesterday, Miss Palmer almost lost an eye. But luckily, she didn't.
Yeah, talk about luck.
Well, yes! Though Miss Palmer then had the brilliant idea of burning them.
What?
With a cigarette lighter.
She burned your suspenders? But they were your prized possession. What a spiteful old hag. I've got to go, pal.
Okay.
That's where I hide my candy. Let's see if it's here. Huh? What's this knife doing here? Kurgan, that psycho. Why would he have left this here? Well, at least he didn't take my candy. Gabo says the cabinet is so close to the vent that you can't squeeze through there. But why not try? Oh, man. This is impossible. Someone put the cabinet so close to the air vent that getting through would be a miracle. I'd have to be Rubber Man to do this. Hey, one question, Marcelo. Could you get in the vent for the air conditioning ducts?
Through the vent? Wouldn't I love to, Basco? But I'm the great Marcelo, and I can't stoop so low as to perform such a simple magic trick. It's for my own good.
It's about your famous routine, the one with the imaginary box.
Yes?
What did that imaginary box routine look like?
I would appear on stage, climb inside an imaginary box, and after a few minutes of applause, I'd climb back out.
I don't quite get it. What was the imaginary box like?
Well, it was transparent, square, the lid open outward. It measured 3 feet on each edge.
Wait, I think I'm starting to get the idea. Yeah, I think I can picture it. It was a really small box. How did you manage to get inside?
It's obvious. Fold it up into a tiny ball.
Let's change the subject. I've got to go, pal.
Okay.
It's there for us to toss the little paper cups after we take our medication. Just one little question, Miss Palmer.
What?
Didn't you forget the whiteboard therapy hour?
It's canceled today.
Why?
Because I don't want to.
I seriously need my whiteboard therapy. I'm daffy as a duck.
You can't convince me.
Okay, I guess I can skip my whiteboard therapy for one day. That new pill you gave me, what's it for?
Bennett's orders.
But what's it used for?
Bennett's orders, I said.
Bennett's? Oh, come on.
If it were up to me, it wouldn't be medication. So shut your trap.
I don't really care about that pill, but I do have other questions.
Well, I don't have any answers.
You shouldn't be threatening us with that taser, you know.
And you shouldn't come near me when it's in my hand, should you?
When is Miss Carrington coming back?
That's none of your business.
But she is feeling better, right?
It's none of my business.
You're just the substitute. When she comes back, you'll leave, right?
I'm your nurse, so watch your mouth.
What's your opinion? Did she fall accidentally or did she jump?
The West Wing could drive anyone bonkers.
Miss Carrington was really happy working in this wing.
As corroborated by her swan dive out the window, right?
The truth is that nobody ever wants to work in the West Wing.
Psychopaths are not usually the life of the party.
You had just started working in the South Wing. Why did you have to come here and replace Miss Carrington?
Yeah, that South Wing sure is full of peace and quiet, isn't it? What's it to you?
Oops, I forgot to ask you one little detail about Miss Carrington. Talking about Miss Carrington makes me sad. Let's change the subject.
Sure. To nothing, I propose.
You're way too rude to talk to. Goodbye.
Out of here!
No need to rummage for long. There's just a couple of little paper cups and... the birthday candles from Monty Hollister's cake. Brand new. Books. Even the widest ones are not that narrow. Inside are swell board games, chewed up pencils, and really boring books. For some patients, they're a sort of therapy. Not me. They're whiteboards, the kind you write on with a special marker and erase with your shirt sleeve. One will suffice, don't you think? You can tell some people have never had one of these in their pocket before. All right. I'll take the blue one. It's better to steal the whole cookie jar than just one cookie. Nobody said anything, so I guess no one saw me take this. He is such a sweetheart. That's an innovative bookshelf. 1. He has a cold, and talking would be bad for his throat. 2. He's 102 years old. Let's not ask too much of the guy. 3. He went mute at the age of 90-something. From what I understand, he's determined to get to Rancho Cucamonga. Your throat's mighty fine and your tonsils will shine. Splash, splash, splash. It's minty freshness galore. Good. Hey, that's a great idea. The old switcheroo. And now, let's see if it all plays out the way I expect.
I saw how much you hurt me, I bought the care for his soul. When he saw how much I loved. Those who say that life is worth it, we haven't met you at all. Now my dear agenda, nothing but hate in all my head. I bought the table head so
Now I can. High quality merchandise. All right, done. Knowing him, I'd better take this one step at a time. Let's just imagine I happen to have an imaginary box. Then could you perform your famous act?
No, because I'm not wearing any suspenders. How can I perform an act of that caliber without my suspenders? Where's the glamour?
You are so right. Well, I'll just put the box away for now, I guess. Yes, but I'll prepare things as well as possible first. What could that strange thing poking me inside my pocket be?
Don't worry, it happens to me too, especially when I wake up in the morning.
An imaginary box.
An imaginary box.
If only someone here knew how to put these suspenders on and hop inside.
Hey, me, Vasco, me, I can do it.
Well, these are for you then. Ladies and gentlemen, with you tonight, the great Marcelo!
Oh.
Marcelo, you okay? Then get ready. Here comes the best part. And now, the great Marcelo will get out of the imaginary box and make his way through the imaginary tunnel.
Imaginary.
Until he reaches an imaginary trapdoor in the tunnel floor.
I'm inside the casino.
The great Marcelo's been teletransported. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the great Marcelo will kindly remove the key from the lock and put it in my hand. I knew that psycho had left it in the lock. Another grand contribution by Gabo to the decor in this room. He says he stole it in Las Vegas. Yes, just like Gabo planned.
Right after going through the air vent in the casino, you'll find a map. Use it to get to the central fan.
Unless... I knew it! Psycho, 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 psycho! I should have known that Kurgan would take the map of the air ducts. I have no other choice but to find another map, or I'll never make it to the roof. The other day, Quickle just started banging on it, saying something about how it promotes bourgeois anorexia, until he busted it. The sliding iron weight came loose, and there's no way to use it anymore. No pun intended. Good. It weighs quite a bit, but I can deal. The other day, Marcelo started to gulp down a bottle of invisible kiwi liquor and got imaginary drunk off his ass. It's the only unused one sitting around. No way. Quickle's in there, and he's having one of those days today. But only Quickle is there right now. Hey, Quickle!
What?
Seems like pretty nice weather out, doesn't it?
Pretty nice weather. Pretty nice? Dimwit! How on God's green earth can you make such an outlandish claim? As the highest-ranking board member of the Happydale Inmate Syndicate 407, I can do nothing other than express my utter repulsion with this disgusting day. I am irked.
Oops, Daisy, it broke. Ernie, the radiator in this hall is busted.
Again? You gotta be kidding me. And during Chuck's shift. Rose? Hey, Daw. Tell that bird brain I need him in the West Wing pronto, okay? Chuck!
It's working. I just have to sit here and wait.
The colorblind guy. Who do you think?
Luckily, I won the funnel during our last poker game.
By the way, Red, you been to the bowling alley that just opened near St. Joseph's?
Chuck Berry.
Elvis Presley.
Dude, yo, you ain't got a clue.
So, just like Chuck Berry then.
You listen up, Fatso. The day will come when you eat your words and you say Chuck Berry is the king.
Not in this lifetime. The king of rock and roll is Elvis. End of subject. Fix that radiator and scram, Buster.
Freaking coward.
They're like puppets hanging from my little strings. Quickle, what's your opinion on the ping pong team from the West Wing?
A team of utter clowns, I say. How are we gonna progress if that old coot Hollister spends his whole day driving the official practice table? Boycott Hollister! Yeah, take off his brakes! No, I refuse to! I'm a good person! I'm fighting for the right cause! I am alienated! I am irked!
Hey, Chuck.
Leave me alone, you crazy boy. I'm working.
That is such a good idea. Chuck is the real king. Presto. And now... Hey, Ernie, are you a Chuck Berry fan?
Not on your life, Basco.
Oh, since your picture on the photo panel says Chuck is the king.
What? Chuck!
Hey, man!
I caught you red-handed. This is your opinion, isn't it, punk?
That's not mine.
Come over here. Erase that with your tongue!
Chuck is the real... I never!
All right. I'll give you 1 minute to change your mind.
No.
Well,
I refuse to surrender.
Elvis, give me
I
straight.
bet that inside
You
there I'll
got
find the
one more
layout
minute
maps for the
to do what's
ventilation
right.
ducts. They're mine. And that flashlight would be amazingly handy for finding my way around those air ducts. Let's have a look. What the? I gotta figure out how to get to that ventilator fan. Okay, here we go. Good news, I found the central fan, and apparently the coast is clear. Somebody left this door open. Kurgan! Oh my! Oh, he's... Where's his head? Was it sliced off by the fan? Oh, how gross! This changes everything. Better tell Gabo about this. Where am I gonna put you, dude? That'll do it.
Brian burned Kurgan's head? And then what?